Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. It's Friday, August 22nd, 2014, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Here's tonight's top stories.
Tonight, top researchers prove that airport scanners are useless. And security analysts agree that ISIS could already be in the U.S. That's next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
The Council on Foreign Relations last year had the headline, "Why We Need Al-Qaeda," and they said, give them air support to take over the country and we'll remove them later. Bull.
For tonight's top story, we take a look at ISIS. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel was speaking with reporters at the Pentagon about the severity of the threat posed by ISIS.
They're beyond just a terrorist group. They marry ideology, a sophistication of strategic and tactical military prowess. They are tremendously well funded. Oh, this is beyond anything that we've seen. So we must prepare for everything. And the only way you do that is you take a cold, steely, hard look at it and get ready.
Hagel spoke as the United States continued firing on Islamic State targets in Iraq. In the past 2 weeks, U.S. drones and fighter jets have conducted 89 airstrikes against militant targets there. So far, the president has limited his renewed military campaign to just protecting American diplomats and civilians under direct threat. But U.S. officials say they haven't ruled out escalating military action against Islamic State, which has increased their threats toward the United States. Top U.S. General Martin Dempsey said IS is apocalyptic and eventually they will have to be defeated. And when asked the question if they could be defeated without entering Iraq, he said the answer is no. So again here, as we've reported, all of this is a motive to get into Syria. They want an invasion in Syria. They wanted to destabilize that region. So now they're going to be exploiting the support of the American people to do just that. They say they are considering limited airstrikes in Syria, but no decision has been made as of yet. So again, they're going to exploit the support of the American public using lies and propaganda to set the stage for an invasion in Syria. So much like we saw with the invasion in Iraq. And the media is just going to go along. And in fact, the corporate media is playing dumb about how the spread of radical Islam took place. NBC News reports today they're pondering why the UK is a breeding ground for jihadis. And they cite a number of Britons who have joined IS, and they say intelligence officials in the West are alarmed at how easily Europeans can travel into Syria through Turkey. But as Kurt Nimmo points out in this article, NATO and the United States have used Turkey and Jordan as a staging area for the proxy war against the Assad regime in Syria for months. And for example, PBS aired a Frontline segment on American handlers in Turkey and how they were working with Qatar to train rebels, how best to engage in war crimes, and how to finish off soldiers still alive after an ambush. So here PBS is basically showing how we are training and arming the rebels who have, of course, now defected to IS. Now, Infowars.com has repeatedly provided factual information on how the U.S., NATO, Turkey, and the Gulf Emirates have not only supported the proxy war, but have also covertly funded and trained ISIS. Now, you can see the links to a lot of those articles there in this article up on Infowars.com. And we've also got articles on how British intelligence nurtured jihadists for years. But again, the facts are going to be ignored, just like they were ignored during the invasion of Iraq more than a decade ago. And the media is just going to play along, do their part. And the Obama administration and their counterparts in Europe are going to elevate the threat of ISIS, you know, until they can get their full-fledged attack in Syria. That's the plan. Now, you'll recall earlier this year, Obama dismissed ISIS, and he said that just because a JV team puts on a Lakers uniform, it doesn't make them Kobe Bryant. Well, now he is under fire for underestimating IS and being slow to react, and now they've gained such strength. Republicans are bluntly calling for the Obama administration to consider expanding the military campaign and broadening the airstrike mission. No calls for troops on the ground just yet. And Democrat Dianne Feinstein said It takes an army to defeat an army, and I believe that we either confront now or will be forced to deal with an even stronger enemy in the future. Inaction is no longer an option. So this is something that's obviously a real threat, and when we have people on both sides, both parties calling for war and intervention, something big is about to go down. Now, establishment Republican Senator Jim Inhofe gave this warning.
We're in the most dangerous position we've ever been in as a nation. They're crazy out there, and they are rapidly developing a method of blowing up a major U.S. city, and people just can't believe that's happening.
Inhofe told the station that the threat is significant, and he blamed it on the cuts to defense spending by the Obama administration. Inhofe said the problem is the president. He says all these things, and he never does them. And he said ISIS members are really bad terrorists. They're so bad that Al-Qaeda is afraid of them. WorldNet Daily also reports that military experts are warning the Obama administration's $1 trillion cut in defense spending will put U.S. military forces at a serious technological disadvantage in future conflicts. This comes at a time when Russia and communist China are increasing their defense spending for technological development. This technology includes robotics for specialized combat duties, development of next-generation navigation and reconnaissance systems, unmanned mini-submarines, and faster helicopters. But this isn't about increasing the defense spending and protecting this nation and doing what they said when they took that oath to protect this nation. Just look at our border. It's not about keeping us safe. Now, a former CIA officer said Thursday that he has no doubt that Islamic State already has sleeper cells within the U.S. And one ISIS fighter has already hinted as much. In several telephone conversations with a Reuters reporter over the past few months, Islamic State fighters have suggested that their leader is planning something for the West. The fighter taunted, saying, "The West are idiots and fools. They think that we are waiting for them to give us visas to go and attack them, or that we will attack with our beards or even Islamic outfits. They infiltrated us with those who pretend to be Muslims, and we have also penetrated them with those who look like them." So they're basically letting us know that they have people within the country on U.S. soil who look just like you and I. We don't know where this threat is going to happen, when these sleeper cells are going to rise. Now, Joshua Katz is an Army veteran and former CIA operations officer, and he said it's very, very true that ISIS may have crossed the southern border. And this was in response to Texas Governor Rick Perry's comments earlier this week, who also said it's a very real possibility that ISIS may have crossed the border.
ISIS is a group that will do whatever it takes in order to accomplish its goals. It's very brutal. It's very aggressive. They're going to do anything. And if that means working with cartels, if that means working with other illicit groups in order to attack the homeland, they will do that.
So that sounds like a very real threat. Not only is ISIS crossing the border, but they're working with the drug cartels to get them this way. That sounds like an absolute terror. We should be sending all of that excess military surplus vehicles to the border to protect this nation, but instead we're sending them into the interior to go ahead and police we the people.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
This has an aftertaste.
Tastes like Austin water? Yeah, it does. Ugh.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
High quality H2O.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, Monsanto's deadly pesticide, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
Yeah, it has that processed flavor to it.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances and many more, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Again, that's InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-888-253-3139.